What's up, y'all? We're back with another episode of Let's Talk About It with me, your host, Smurf. So, we're going to get into a nice topic today about supporting your friend's business. And when you shouldn't, which is very rare, when you can, about 50%, and the reason why you should always support. Let's really talk about it. Because honestly, I don't understand why this should even be like a question or contemplated, as you may want to say. But again, y'all know I like to put myself in other people's positions just to get another perspective, so I can kind of see. But it still doesn't make sense because like y'all rather have y'all friends question how will y'all support them instead of having them like. And to me, shit don't make no sense. Like it really don't. It really doesn't. But in the instance of being not supportive, there's two main reasons. Because we're going to look at things from the free standpoint where it actually costs you nothing. So the one time or the one point where it actually is okay to not be supportive is if they're hosting an event or a function and you're just really not able to be there. Like your time has already been booked or you're planning to do something else before they ask you, that is okay. Because again, you got things to do, they got things to do. You wasn't able to be there, that is okay. Okay. The only other time that it is okay to not support them is if what they're doing is literally not good or is going to be damaging to your profile. So just for instance, let's say you love animals, you support animals, and their business is letting animals fight to the death. Would you support that? No. And for another example, let's just say that they're selling illegal drugs. Yes, you may be a buyer. Now, are you really going to publicly promote their business? No. Why? Because I heard business. So you don't really want to get them caught up in that issue. Now, let's say you're a vegetarian and you sell vegetarian platters and your friend sells meat platters. Now, are you going to support that business? Yes. And let me tell you why. Because their business has nothing to affect your business, okay? Now, your audience are people who are vegetarians, but it doesn't mean that everyone who follows you are vegetarians. So what you're doing is simply putting somebody else in a position to be benefited from your followers. This is where you're supporting someone, but not fully because you can't fully support them. And just give you a better example, I'll give you two from my own personal life. Like, I have friends who make desserts. Everyone who knows me knows that I am very, health conscious. People really don't see me eat desserts. Like, you might see me eat a dessert about 4 times out of the year. And usually all that's around Thanksgiving and Christmas. Other than that, I'm very health conscious. And then because it's people who look up to things that I do, I have to set a good standard. So people who sell, desserts and stuff like that, I can't eat that stuff. However, I can put their product in a position to be seen by people who do eat that stuff. That is beneficial for both the consumer and the producer, basically. Another example, like my friends who are females who make cosmetics for females. I'm not a female. Why am I buying that? I have no purpose in buying that. Now, sometimes they like to pull, oh, you can buy it for your girlfriend. Well, guess what? I buy that product, it's going to be sitting in the drawer for another 5 years. So, should I buy that? No. Right. But I can put it into position for other consumers who might want that stuff to see it and eventually feed into it. Now, that's beneficial. That is a yes. Now, overall, you're supposed to help your friends. Like, that isn't really without question. This is something that's going to help build our generation. Like, when we all support each other, like, we all can grow as a unit. There's no, oh, they're doing good, they're being bad. Oh, they're doing great, they're doing terrible. All because we trying to compete with each other instead of help growing each other. Like, there are things that we do as a business people that has nothing to do with something else. You know what I mean? So as other people who can actually help us grow that we're not reaching out to because we are scared of communication and we don't want to promote them just because we're not getting exposure. When actually, if we expose their content on our sites and our media, then that attention can help transpond over to what we're trying to do. So for somebody who is into music, like I do podcasts, those aren't correlated, but they can be. because like their music can be featured on my podcast, or or my podcast can help inspire something that they do. Because you know, any people that I have that are dancers and singers and rappers and artists and models, like we have no correlation. However, some of my followers may. And the main reason why I said you should promote is because you never know who's watching. Like, yes, I have a very, not skewed, but a wide variety of people who are followers for me. And that's the same for someone else. So you never know who can pop up. And that's the big reason why I tell people why I personally always, repost. Because we're womboing.
I wombo, you wombo, he, she, me, wombo.
Womboing. Again, like, you never know who's watching. And the big thing is, I will feel great when, the person I pair it with and somebody who can actually change someone's life or have actually met. That gives me, pleasure. Like, I remember when a few times, like, my friends who had no idea about my friends who were selling, products, actually met up with them or bought from them because they seen it through me. I feel great for that. I don't want any commission. I don't want any free stuff. I just want to feel good because I feel good due to me knowing that you were able to benefit from me posting something. This is where I say that helping your friend's business and just supporting and just reposting and it's free can really play a big role. Now, granted, some people, your friends, still don't like to see you up. They really.
I see you working, they crack a smile when you hurt.
And again,
Shit don't make no sense.
But what can you do? What we can do is begin to start supporting each other and build a stronger generation for us Z people. Technically, our age group is Generation Z. There are some millennials in here, but that real area of R is like zillennials, like the 95 to, I think, 2007, somewhere in that range, is what we're aiming for. And honestly, we can build our generation to like a real strength. We got potential to really be the next baby boomers, which, if you don't know, are the most wealthiest generation currently. That should be our goal. So, that'll wrap it up for this episode of Let's Talk About It.